The art of self-promotion for Salesforce careers. And as mentioned, this is really going to carry over into any career, whether that's a remote job, an on-site job, really no matter what country you're living in for the most part. And then also, whether you're in tech or any kind of other field, these are going to be really meaningful ways to communicate when you're looking for a job. So the first thing I want to show you is who even are you, right? So I own this company called Talent Stacker. I'm going to try not to talk about it too much today, even though it is a big part of my life. The one thing I do want you to have are the free resources that are available. So you can see the links here. And what I'll point out is the first link, the entry-level 5-day challenge. As mentioned, so that's talentstacker.com/now. You can grab that free 5-day challenge. Now, what's included in that, I'm going to skip down to number 3, is a LinkedIn optimization guide. So by the time we finish this short presentation, you're probably going to be thinking, okay, I'm excited. I want to go do that, but how do I go do that? And I want to take these steps, but I just need a little bit more of step-by-step guidance. Well, in that free 5-day challenge, the first email you get, you're going to get the LinkedIn optimization guide too. It's totally free. You can go through it step by step. There's videos, there's lessons. If you follow that step by step for how you work on LinkedIn, then I can pretty well guarantee you're going to have a much easier job getting traction from employers, from recruiters, from hiring managers, just from the people in your network that are going to lead to opportunities for you. And that's really the key goal, is just, when I'm raising my daughter, I want to give her opportunity. When I'm talking to you, I want to give you opportunity. So it's not necessarily about telling you what you need to do or what job you should want. It's about enabling you to have more opportunity in front of you, and then you can decide what feels good for you. Now, the next kit may not be as useful today on the call, but I'm sure there are a couple of people. I put together something I'm calling a Career Accelerator Toolkit. Now, this is largely, so this is number 2 we're looking at. This is largely for individuals who already have Salesforce careers. So if you're working a job as a business analyst, an admin, a developer, a consultant, and you're like, okay, I like my job, I made it in, but now I really want to take it up a notch. That's what the toolkit's all about. Once again, it's free. So just check that out at talentstacker.com/toolkit. Right. So you're going to notice all free resources. If you're looking for community, you can find me on TikTok. We have a Salesforce for Everyone podcast, Salesforce for Everyone on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're looking for just free videos, free content to binge, audio, video, text on LinkedIn, come hang out with me there. I'm always happy to see you guys. I try to respond to everyone in my DMs, and I also try to respond to all of the comments. So let's get into it. This is going to be sort of our topic for today, is landing jobs by challenging the norms. It's a 3-step process. Now, some of it you're going to totally understand. You're going to go, okay, I prepare with LinkedIn, but how do I prepare with LinkedIn? That is largely what that optimization guide is. I could not walk you through the perfect LinkedIn profile and the perfect strategies for networking in an hour session and a 30-minute session, right? Like, I put the guide together so I could easily come into a presentation like this and go, okay, use the guide, and then you're going to be prepared. Okay, so if you step by step follow the guide, you're going to be prepared. Now, only after you've done the preparation phase, you've gone through the LinkedIn guide, apply for jobs. Now, people get so confused on this, and it's not because, I don't think it's an issue of them understanding what to do. It's that they need money today. They want a new job today. They need a paycheck today. And so they skip right to the second step, which is applying. And they get out there and they can't differentiate themselves. They start to notice that they're not getting noticed. They're applying for hundreds of jobs, but not getting interviews. They may even get a few interviews, but they're not being selected. There are all these situations that come up, and we go, well, why? Why is that happening? And it's because the preparation didn't happen. And if you do the preparation, when you apply, you'll get a lot more traction. And then as a follow-up, there's something I call speed networking. And this is because often we don't know who we need to network with necessarily. Now, you can generically network. You can put posts on LinkedIn. You can connect with a lot of different people. You can join user group meetings like this, and you can network. But speed networking, we'll talk about in just a moment, is where you strategically try to form a fast relationship, sort of like that speed dating concept. You're trying to get a quick relationship with someone to get them to notice you and then to take next steps with you, right? So this is the same where if you apply for a job and this is the one, you know you're the perfect fit. Well, you can speed network with the company and the related employees of that company. So let's say, for instance, you go on LinkedIn and your LinkedIn profile looks amazing. Your resume looks amazing because you did the prepare phase. You used the optimization guide that it's totally free. Just go use it. You applied for the job. Now you want to apply on LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever your favorite job board is, and you also want to apply on their website. The reason is you want to make sure your resume does not get missed. It goes through their website application process. It goes through the LinkedIn or Indeed or job site application process. So you hit them from both sides. You're going to make sure that your resume, your application is in the stack. Now, what we're going to do is now we're going to head over to LinkedIn, and it looks amazing, right? Because you've done the prep phase. And so when you get to the application and you apply on LinkedIn, now you can quickly see who posted that job. A lot of times it's a recruiter, a lot of times it's a company. If either way, you're going to connect with the recruiter and you're going to connect and follow the company. You're also going to hop down and look at the employees who work at that company. And here's what I would do. And I've got a video on this on TikTok. What you're going to do is once you see the employees who work for that company, you're going to go through and try to find somebody who works in, maybe their title includes Salesforce. Maybe their title includes business services or business development, even titles like sales managers, support managers, anyone you think might be involved with needing to hire for the Salesforce position. What you're going to do is open up a few of those profiles. Now, what you're looking for is people who are active, okay? You need to find people who are active on LinkedIn. How do you know? You click on their profile and you look at their activity. You're going to see how often they post, the last time they posted. You're going to start to get a feel who is even on LinkedIn. Because I hear people all the time, they're like, I DM'd a bunch of people on LinkedIn and no one responded. And then you go look at their profiles and they're not even active on LinkedIn. So of course they didn't respond. You didn't get ghosted. It's not that they don't like you. It's that they don't even log into LinkedIn anymore, right? So the first thing we need to do is you apply for that job. This is only for jobs you feel like you're a perfect fit for. Don't do this on every single job. But if you feel like this is the one, I should be interviewed for this job, apply for it on the website and on LinkedIn. Now go to that company page on LinkedIn, click the people tab, see who works there, find some people with titles that might work along with you or be involved in the hiring process. Find someone who is active. They're posting at least once every couple of weeks. They're commenting on things. They're active. Now, if you DM them, you know this is a person who typically logs into LinkedIn. They're going to see your DM. Now, here's the catch. I don't want you to DM them. You can look right here. Until after 2 to 3 days. The reason is for the first 1 to 3 days, I want you to comment on their posts. I want you to like their post. I want you to engage with them organically, show them some respect, show them some love, get to know them a little bit. And this is why I call it speed networking. You know, basically, you're trying to quickly in those 1 to 3 days, create just a little relationship with these people. Let them see you. What they're going to do is when you start commenting and liking, they're going to click on your profile. And because you did the prep phase, they're going to see that profile. They're going to, man, this is an awesome profile. Wow, this person is showcasing their value. I really like this person. And then on day 3, day 4, 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3, maybe 4 days, you're going to send them a DM. Now, over the last 3 days, they've gotten to know that little profile picture of you. They've gotten to know that profile picture, okay? So they're going to go, okay, I like this person. They make me feel positive. They like my stuff. They comment on my stuff. They lift me up. They make me feel better about what I'm doing on LinkedIn. And so when you do that, and now they get a DM from you, they go, oh, hey, it's that little profile picture. It's that person. Oh, they applied for a job with my company. I may not be the right person, but I might be able to direct them to the right person. And worst case scenario in these, they just ignore you, and that's going to happen, and that's okay. But when we use this prep, apply, and then speed network situation, you're going to see much better results. And a lot of times, these people that you DM on LinkedIn, they might even get paid to refer you internally. So if they like you and your LinkedIn looks really good and they feel good about you, they might even personally refer you for the role, which takes your resume right to the top of the stack. So this is the employer perspective. And when we're applying for a job, the employer perspective is massively important. So many people think from the candidate perspective because that's us. That's our shoes. You have to think like the employer, okay? So one of the top things that I hear people say is they go to apply for a job and they go, there's 400 applicants, 400 applicants. How am I ever going to compete? And you know what they do? They don't apply. They don't even apply. Now they went from a small chance to no chance, okay? Immediately, small chance to no chance. So instead of doing that, I want you to apply, and we're from small chance to great chance immediately, okay? It's gonna happen fast. We're talking about the same thing on the previous slide. It's this prepare, apply, speed network. So what's gonna happen is now when you think about these 400 total applicants, here's what's really happening. You've got 10 high quality applicants that are over budget for the company. You've got right in here, you got about 20 really good applicants that are probably a really great fit for the role. You've got 30 that are a good quality talent, but they're just not a fit for the company. It might be the way their mannerisms, it might be their attitude, it might be that they don't, smile as much, or they're just not as communicative, or whatever it is. For some reason, the interview team just gets a feel, this isn't the person. Then we have people down here, which is where I think these are the people I talk to. We're down here. We're not even good quality. This is the amazing thing about this strategy, okay? We're actually down here. We're in the okay quality. We might have a certification or two. We might have a little bit of volunteer experience, maybe just super badges on Trailhead. We might have a little experience volunteering for a company. We go to user meetups and user groups. We might even do a little bit of like personal projects where we kind of make up a project and then we just build it with a couple other people. We might have gone through programs like Talent Stacker or use Clicked or one of the Trailhead and all these different things. We may have done all these things. And so we've got some experience, but it's not a year or two of Salesforce experience, right? So we're down here in the okay quality, but we need some assistance. We might need a senior. We might need a little hand holding in our first role. Then we have this other group, which is a large group that we can't legally hire. Like they're not in the country that is doing the hiring. The role just does not allow for whatever reason. They don't have the right to work for this role. Can't legally hire them, literally cannot hire them. Then we have down here, which you will be surprised, we have random people and bots. You know what people do, especially for remote jobs? They just go on LinkedIn Jobs and they just turn the filter to where it says remote jobs only, and they don't use a title. Just any remote job on the planet, I'll take it. And they quick apply, quick apply, quick apply, quick apply, quick apply. Hundreds of people do this, thousands, tens of thousands of people do this. There are even bots that will mass apply to remote jobs for people. So from the employer perspective, I legitimately just went from 400 total applicants to about 100 I'll interview right here. These top 4 sections, okay quality to high quality. They're interviewable. 60, I'll consider hireable. So, that's probably right. These are not hireable. They're over budget. Not a quality, not a fit, not hireable. So it's going to be this okay quality that needs assistant and this good quality applicant, right? So these two are going to be my groups that I can actually pick from. So when you see a job application that has 400 applicants, think of that more like 60, okay? So it's got a lot, but it's not as many as you think. All right, so we're going to go from here. And now we're going to hop into what's our goal. It's to become, my goal for you is to become top 10% of every job you apply for. I want you to be top 10%. So you got to make it to top 6 out of 60, right? We want you to get the interview. Maybe 5 to 10 people are going to get the interview. I want you to be there, becoming top 10% consistently. All right. So we're in the pool of 60 again, okay? We're at the top of this. We're in the pool of 60. We've made it to that frame. Still a lot of people. All right, so we've applied. Guess what everybody does? They apply. Let's assume they applied on the website and on LinkedIn or Indeed. So they took the extra step and they applied on the website. So those 60 good fit candidates knew enough to do that. Now, some of them are not going to have the best LinkedIn profiles. I'm going to be candid. I clicked on a lot of the LinkedIn profiles in the comments, and some of them I went, nice, that looks really good. And some of them I went, I'm probably going to ignore you because your LinkedIn profile doesn't tell me anything. If they use that LinkedIn optimization guide for 1 hour, I'm telling you, grab that LinkedIn optimization guide, spend 1 hour with it, and you are going to be a top 10% profile immediately, okay? So now everybody on this call is going to make it to the next 40, okay? Once they spend 1 hour on that LinkedIn optimization guide, we're all going to this round, 40. All right, we did better. We're still not 6 out of 60, but we're closer. Now, organic engagement. That's what I talked about with the speed networking. Now that takes a step. This takes effort. A lot of people aren't going to do that just because of the effort involved. You're going to have to go click on a company page, connect with a recruiter, follow a company, look at the employees. You can search them by title and find somebody who aligns for the titles we're looking for, and then do some of that sort of cat and mouse game where we're saying, hey, like, I like your comment. I like your post. I'm engaging with you, and it might make me feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it anyway because Brad said to do it, and I know he knows what he's talking about, or at least I think he does. He pretends to, at least. And then we're going to get to this section. So we're going to go from 40 to 30, and I think the number's much higher than this, but I wanted this graph to actually be able to finish out without going to like 0. So I don't think nearly 30 people are going to have that organic engagement. I don't think so. So, but let's call it 30. We're just going to be conservative and say 30 people did that. 30 people didn't do that, but let's say they did. All right, well, here we are. Now we get past the organic engagement. We send that DM, we send an email. I even talked to a few people who would call the company. If they felt like there was a good connection here in organic and they sent a DM and they got a good maybe follow-up and response, they would straight up call and say, hey, I just want to see how the hiring process is going. I am thrilled to go through this. I am ready to interview. I'd love to talk to you guys. Just wanted to let you know how excited I am. Wanted to check in, see how things are going. Now, I haven't personally done this, but I have DM'd and emailed so many people that it's probably annoying to them. And this is where, if you get to here and you have good rapport, right? You apply. They saw your LinkedIn. They were like, man, that is awesome. You started engaging. They thought, wow, this person's really interactive. They're communicative. I like hearing from them. They're so positive. And then, wow, they hit me with a DM and they were just so organic and they were so real and they really do want to work with our company. And now you got to be able to interview. Okay. So we're going to get to top 25% just through playing the networking game on LinkedIn. But now the rubber's going to hit the road. We got to perform. They're going to invite us to interview. So something I haven't told you yet, because I don't want to distract, is that when you sign up for that free 5-day challenge at talentstacker.com/now, yeah, you're going to get that free LinkedIn guide, but also in that first email, you're going to get an interview readiness guide. Okay. Interview readiness guide. Don't do it right now. Like, hold on a second, make sure that you got the LinkedIn down, you got the networking down, you got your application process down, you got your speed networking down. Make sure you got that down. Now, when you start getting interviews, go grab that interview readiness guide, okay? So this is going to walk you through how to get your desk ready, how to get your camera and lighting ready, how to get your background ready, how to be confident. What are the top interview questions that you're going to be asked during these entry-level job interviews? That's where it's going to take you. So if you use that guide, that's what's going to get you right here. It's going to get you to top 10 out of 60, okay? And really, when you saw that application of 400 people, it got you to top 10 out of 400. Because you don't care about the ATS systems, the automated resume review systems. Because resume review systems don't look at LinkedIn. They don't look at your organic engagement. They don't look at that personalized DM. You skip that whole process. We don't care about that. We don't want to play in this big, broken job application system where you can never get through it. We're taking our future into our own hands, and we are going to get the interview. So we're going to move through this, get here. We're going to have a strong interview, and then we're going to move into a meaningful follow-up. We're going to be one of the few. Out of these 10, only 4 of us are going to reach back out, and we're going to answer those questions. This is in the interview guide, by the way. We're going to say, hey, you know what? I think I struggled with a question during the interview. I want to send you a follow-up and answer that question and show you how I came to the conclusion. And yeah, you know what? I didn't know it at the time during the interview. I'm not going to pretend I did, but I know it now. And I interviewed with you an hour ago. So if you had this problem for me when I worked for you and it came to me in the morning, by lunchtime, I'll have found the answer. I'm extremely resourceful. I'll get it done. So do I know everything? No. Can I get it done? Yeah, for sure. That's what's going to get you to top 6. That's what's going to get you a company sitting down with the decision makers and going, hey, we got six great candidates right here. Who are we picking? If you get into that conversation a handful of times, you've got a job. And guess what is amazing about landing a job? You don't need to be selected for every one of them. You need to be selected for one of them. And once you're selected for one, you did it. You made it. Your foot's in the door. You've got experience, like true paid experience on your resume. Gates are thrown wide open for you. So key takeaways. We're almost done here, I promise. Key takeaways. be prepared, grab the free 5-day challenge. In the first email, you're going to get the LinkedIn guide, the interview readiness guide, common job landing obstacles, and all the content from the 5-day challenge, which is going to have you mentally prepared for what's to come in the job search process. Second key takeaway, control what you can. We know the system is broken. 20 years ago, like I was saying earlier, you went and applied for a job. You shook hands with somebody and you said, hey, I'm looking for this job. This is why I think I'm great. And it was hit or miss right there in that moment. Things have changed. Not only can you apply for jobs online, so can everybody else in the world, in the whole world, not in that town, not in that city, not in that country, globally. So the system for the employer is also broken. It is very difficult for employers to figure out which resumes to look at. This process makes it really easy for them to pick you instead of having to look through a stack of hundreds of resumes. They just look at yours because you skipped to the front of the process. And ignore the numbers. Third thing, focus on you. The numbers don't matter. Skip the numbers. None of that matters. All you can control is you. And you've got to worry about putting your best foot forward for these jobs. And I know it's tough. I know it's a roller coaster. I know it takes a lot of just strain on you, your energy, your emotions, all those things it takes. And I know that. But I'll tell you that it is worth it. Focus on you, control the things that you can control, and you're going to have a lot more success. All right, so this is my final slide, just sort of a generic connection slide. Once again, come hang out on any of these platforms, use the free resources, hang out with me on LinkedIn, but you can also find me on the Facebook group. And Salesforce for Everyone is the name of all these things. So like Salesforce for Everyone is the name of the TikTok channel, the name of the Facebook group, the name of the YouTube channel, the name of the podcast. So come find me there. That wraps it for me. I hope that was beneficial. That is one strategy. There are many strategies for landing jobs, but that is one of many.